Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide series to graphic design. From what graphic design is, skills to be a graphic designer, design theory, education you need, equipment you need, to the graphic design portfolio and interview advice. This series is for anyone at any level, so if you're interested in graphic design and consider becoming a graphic designer, then join me as I discuss a series of graphic design topics. Now, graphic design is not simply about making things look good. In graphic design, there are rules that can be considered. These rules are called the principles of design, and these are what typically separate good design from bad design. These principles all have a relationship between each other and appear in every well-designed piece of work you see. A good grasp of design theory will mean there is always substance behind your work. The key principles of design are contrast, hierarchy, alignment, balance, proximity, repetition, simplicity, and function. Whatever work you produce, be it for a magazine, a poster, a website, or advertisement, the principles of design should be considered. A good designer keeps these principles as guidelines in their toolkit and will consciously use them to develop their ideas. In this video, I'm going to discuss the third key design principle and discuss alignment as a design principle in graphic design. In this video, I'll be referring to some visual examples. If you wish to take a closer look at these, you can find them in the downloadable PDF document that accompanies this series. Link is in the description. So alignment is the placement of visual elements so they line up in a composition. In design, we use alignment to organize elements, to group elements, to create balance, to create structure, create connections between elements, and to create a sharp and clear outcome. In design, there are two alignment principles: edge alignment and center alignment. Edge alignment is either to the left or to the right, to the top or bottom. Center alignment, as it states, is aligned to a center line down the middle or across the horizontal. Alignment is often an invisible line visual elements are aligned to, but can also be hinted at physically. Alignment can be used to achieve a particular look and feel. One should always be conscious when working with alignment to achieve the intended result. So looking at the PDF, here are some alignment examples. When visual elements are aligned, a composition can appear clear, confident, elegant, formal, and trustworthy. Good alignment is invisible. This doesn't have to be a literal line in your design. In design, one should try and avoid the appearance of having made arbitrary decisions. When visual elements are out of a line, it is noticeable and can devalue a piece of work if done unintentionally. However, if mixed alignment is intended as part of a design, it can appear more radical, dynamic, free, and playful. In design, alignment can be simple or complex and is commonly achieved with the use of a grid. A grid can create an invisible structure, the invisible lines that visual elements can be placed on. These grids can ensure accurate alignment and consistency in a large piece of design work. Today, grids are typically constructed in design software as a guide when layout is created on computer. So here are a few examples demonstrating various approaches of alignment in design. First, we have a typical layout based on a grid of 3 columns. Here we can see how the line elements hint at the grid structure, while the main title and image fits nicely into the 2 far right columns, aligned with the article copy below. Everything in this composition appears well aligned, neat, and organized. So alignment is typically used to organize and create a degree of structure, as seen in the previous examples. However, alignment can also be used in more abstract ways as part of a visual message, or to add dynamics to a layout. The next example explores alignment both vertically and horizontally, which creates a nice dynamic on the page. Here, the main title is aligned to the top of the page. The cap height of the header type is defining the column widths below. The lists below then follow down the page, aligned to the left of the columns defined by the header type above. Next is a type composition exploring both left and right alignment of type. The contrast between alignment in each column creates an interesting dynamic on the page. Next is another simple type layout. On the top we have a bold header, and beneath this we have a column of type. The justified type itself is aligned to the left, but the column flows down, aligned along a diagonal spine. This adds an interesting dynamic to the composition, suggesting movement and direction on a page. This next layout is a lot more abstract and attempts to challenge the limits of alignment. Through the implementation of contrast in type size, weight and alignment, a more radical and freestyle composition is achieved here. This last example is another abstract composition. The alignments here seem to suggest no hierarchy, no formal order. The contrast between the contradictory alignments creates an interesting, visually stimulating composition. So those are just a few examples showing the variety at which alignment can be utilised in both practical and more abstract design. So that is the third key design principle in graphic design. When you look at design, ask yourself, how has alignment been considered? Is there a clear structure that has been used? What grid structure might have been used to create it? And how well does it work as part of the design? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button on my Facebook page. If you would like to see more videos like this in future, hit the subscribe button. And you can also follow me on Twitter at TastyTunes. So the next key design principle is balance. In the next video, I'm going to talk about balance as a design principle in graphic design. So see you in the next video.